Hi, it's Amanda from Music Game Club, and today I will show you how to play one of our small music card games. This is Interval Icebergs, and as you can see, it reviews intervals seconds, thirds, fourths, and fifths. These intervals are also written in the C position, so that way your more beginning students will be able to play it. Really quickly, let me walk through what you get in the downloads. You will get the identification cards that you'll have to cut out like this, and then there are 28 interval cards and 4 specialty cards. So the interval cards, like I said, are notes in the C position. And then you have ice crack, which means you're going to skip a turn. And I will show you how to do that in a little bit. And then ice slide, which means draw 2. You also get the instruction sheet, a success poster that says, I identified my intervals and won. And then a send home worksheet that you can give your students. They have to match the correct intervals to where they go, and then they can color the picture when they are finished. So let's play Interval Icebergs. First, I will show you the one-player version, and for this one, you do not need the 4 specialty cards. You will shuffle the cards, and if you happen to come across a specialty card that you missed, it's like having jokers in a regular deck of cards. You can just kind of throw it to the side. I am going to set a 1-minute timer, and I have actually not tested myself on this, and the goal is to see how many intervals you can match in 1 minute. Oh, I have 2 cards left. All right, so my goal would definitely be to get it to where I can play the entire thing in 1 minute. So that is how you play it for one player. If you wanted to, you can maybe have a teacher and student go head to head, or 2 students go head to head and maybe give 2 students the second and third, or second, third, fourth, fifth, or you can print 2 games, give 1 student 1 set, another student the next set, and see who can get more cards. That is how you play for 1 student. Now, the fun one is how you play it with up to 4 students. Again, if you wanted to play with more than 4 students, just print 2 copies of the games. So you want to shuffle your cards first. Don't forget to put the specialty cards back in. Each student gets 1 card. So if you do not have 4 students playing, let's say you have 2 students playing, then each student can get 2 cards. If you have 3 students playing, then you can just do 3 of the cards, or you can play 2, and then there's 4 players. So I am just going to put these all open-faced right here. When you play with a group, be sure your cards are shuffled very well, or if you want to do it like Go Fish style, where you have all the cards spread out like this, and then the players can draw whatever they want to, you can do it that way. You are going to deal each player 2 cards. Like I said, they're going to hold them in their hands, but for sake of this video, I will do it this way. And then you will have a discard pile that you will start with 1 card there. So the player goes, they have to draw a card and discard a card in the same play. So they can discard a card either on their interval identification card or on the discard pile. They can draw from the stack or from the discard pile, as long as it's not a specialty card. Now, if a specialty card is flipped up for the very, very first play, they can use that. Otherwise, they cannot use the specialty card. So the seconds are going first. We're just doing it in order. Your students might be in different orders. That's okay. I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. They definitely want this second card, and they're going to lay it there. So go ahead and flip up another card. This only happens whenever the first player uses the card that's up. So the thirds go. They draw a card, very convenient. They're going to discard it there. The fourths go, they draw a card. Oh, this is terrible. They only have fifths, so they have no choice but to discard something that the fifths can then draw and lay on their identification card. All right, the seconds go, and they draw a card, lay it down. The thirds go, they draw a card, and they have to discard 1. Now, they don't want to discard their fourth, but the seconds are safe to discard. Fourths go, they don't want to discard another fifth, so they're going to discard the second. The fifths go, and they want to do an ice slide. Now, ice slide is the only time you're going to have more than 2 cards in your hand. So you're going to draw 2 cards, and then you're going to lay down a card. So when they lay down a card, it could be, again, in their identification card or in the discard pile. We're going to do the ice crack, so I can show you how to skip your turn. So we're going to choose to skip the seconds because they've got the most cards on theirs. All right, so then the thirds go. They draw a card, and they're going to play that one right away. So ice slide, they get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Oh, that is sweet. And they discard 1 onto there, and they're just going to hold their other one. The fourths go, and they draw this card. What is up with the fourths with fifths? So they have to discard. The fifths will take that and discard. The seconds go, and they draw a card, and they're going to discard it. The thirds go, they draw a card, and of course they've got this third in their hand. They want to discard there. The fourths go, they're going to discard that. The fifths go, they get an ice crack and skipping turn. They are going to skip the thirds. Seconds go, and they're just going to discard that. The thirds are skipped, so the fourths go. Oh, they finally get a card to lay on their own. Then the fifths go, and they can draw this one and lay it down. And then the seconds go, discard. Thirds go. You're going to draw this, and it depends on if they're feeling nice or not. If they're feeling nice, they might discard a fourth. If not, they'll discard something else. The fourths go. They literally get all the fifths. That is funny. So then they have to discard a fifth, and the fifths will go and take it, and then the seconds end with a fourth, and the game is over. When all the cards are gone, the game is over, and whoever has the most cards wins. In this case, it's the fifths. If there is a tie, you could always play a second round, 2 of them going head to head again if you want to, or you could just call it a tie and it's over. Be sure your cards are shuffled though, because I just did a gameplay and the cards were not shuffled well and it was a really bad gameplay. So be sure your cards are shuffled. Have fun playing this with multiple students. Again, if you print multiple games, you could play with up to 8 students. You might want to print 2 or 3 decks of cards to give them even more gameplay if you want more variety or bigger chances of winning. Doesn't matter. When you're finished, you can celebrate with the success poster. And if you want to tag us on social media, our handle is @MusicGameClub. We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Have fun learning intervals with your students.